The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back at it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for spending some quality time with Tom and Steve in this midwinter doldrum.
Tom, quality. They could be in the bathroom right now. You know this is quality time.
You'll never just let me say it. You'll have to bring attention to it. He's got to do it every day.
And you know I'm going to.
Wow.
And I don't let you down ever, do I, Tom?
Oh, no. I'm already down.
Quality time. So you got your wedding season starting in another month or two?
No, in the early part of the season for DJing, we have a lot of Sweet 16s coming up. Yeah. I had a rash of people call me for a Sweet 16 parties, birthday parties and stuff, and I don't normally do those, but in an effort to stay local, right. we didn't really want to book outside. I've been getting calls from everywhere that's like 2 hours away. Yeah. And I just won't do it anymore.
Back 1,000 years ago, when I shot weddings back in the 80s and early 90s, the road trips back then when you're young, it was fun. Hey, we're going to A-Bay. Now we're going to A-Bay? Right. It just changes, right?
I can't haul all that stuff out there. And you know what? It pays the same. So, you know what I mean? It's like I can't charge them a boatload extra.
No.
So, anyway, but so some Sweet 16, some different stuff that'll be happening, and hope to do more over drumlins and things like that. So that's what we're looking for.
So you work hard. You're not like a roofer.
Yeah, no, not like a roofer.
Hey, look who's here.
They got it easy. Right.
Yeah, us roofers, we have it pretty
easy. Shawn Dupree is here, owner of Top Notch Roofing, and a bunch of other stuff, really, because you're a multi-talented contractor guy, aren't you?
Yeah, we do. We do a lot of commercial and residential
stuff.
Construction.
Yeah, very good. And he found a leak in my roof and put a new ridge vent on and did some of that stuff to save me from having to get a new roof right away.
Wait, your roof's got to be 30 years old, isn't it?
Well, not 30. Well, 2003 the house was.
Okay, so it's 23 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so does a 30-year roofing question? Does a 30-year roof last 30 years?
It depends on the weather. It depends on the location. It depends on multiple factors. But for the most part, they're close.
Okay,
they get pretty close to that life expectancy.
Right.
Where'd that number originate? It's such an odd. Isn't it like
that's something I can't.
That's like a weird number, right?
Yeah.
Right. Nice round number, like 30.
I'm sure it's something that was figured out in a factory testing and through different matrix. And
why roofing? Why did you choose roofing? Was there something that attracted you about that? Was it financially good, or?
Well, a couple reasons. I like the construction industry.
Yeah.
I enjoy working with people, and I enjoy being out there and meeting new people and getting to see different things all the time. We get to move around from place to place, so we're not stagnant really.
Yeah, because how long does it take you to do a roof?
A day.
So you can move on to the next thing.
That commercial building that you showed me you must have been there a year and a half.
Well, commercial's different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I mean, it's a different kind of
construction side. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and we don't just go out and do roofs on everybody's house. There's places where we become friends with people, and we end up going and barbecuing in their backyards years later down the road. I've made some really good friends over the years and it started as a business transaction.
Tom and I are thinking about being friends someday.
I'm still test driving.
So to answer your question, there's multiple reasons, and it's no different than it is for anybody else. Obviously, there's a financial factor in there.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to do things that lose money, but there's a lot of roofing companies, Tom. There's a lot of roofing companies.
I never noticed it until the past, I want to say 5 years. 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, really.
It popped up.
It popped up pretty heavy in the Syracuse area in the last 5 to 7 years.
But were just as many roofs being done, but everybody's marketing it? I mean, people needed roofs all along, or is it just a marketing push we're seeing? Or because there can't be just more roofs.
There was a company that just came up from Rochester is now in the area.
Yeah, let's not mention them here.
Yeah, right. It's like, why?
Well, they're not local, so we can,
they're not local.
Keep it local.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they're and a lot of those companies are spending an obscene amount of money on the radio and all over the place to when you've got people here like you, Shawn, that, I mean, you can do it and you're fair and I don't know.
Yeah, and we're local. We live here. Our money goes back into the same community that the people we do stuff for.
And the thing is, when you're shopping at Wegmans, you got to face clients and neighbors and things like that. So
yeah, and it's not out of the ordinary to run into the people we work for at the mall or at a grocery store.
Sure.
Yeah. Right. So can you quote a roof in the winter, or did you just wait for the
you just quoted my buddy Greg down the road.
Greg needs a roof?
Oh, he needs a roof and siding, right?
Okay, because it was his house built about the same time yours was?
They were a little newer. I think it's a little newer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not by much. But
yeah, we can do a roof estimate anytime.
Yeah.
Okay. But you gotta get boots on the ground and look at it. You're not like, oh.
We try to. I mean, if it's an older residence, if it's something that's 60 years or older, we like to really take a look at them without doing it just through our software that we use, because there's a lot of different factors when houses are a little older. Multiple layers, possibly no plywood, possibly cedar shake underneath them, possibly a lot of soffit and fascia damage that really needs to be addressed.
What's the weirdest thing you ever found behind like siding or a roof? Do you ever find anything like surprising?
Bats.
I hate bats.
Yeah.
The most surprising is bats.
You're doing it and then boom.
What are all these things?
I actually had about 300 or 400 bats fly out at me.
Wait, 300 or 400?
It's unbelievable.
Okay,
it was unbelievable.
That's like a movie.
Dracula's house or what?
I couldn't believe it. Never seen anything. You would never expect to see something like that.
No,
I just got terrified just for you saying it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was off the ladder and on the ground in a hurry, and in the backyard the customer's backyard was just black with bats.
They all just landed, so they were alive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were alive.
They're like, the bats are flying
Well,
mice.
during the day, don't they sleep? They're nocturnal.
Well,
right?
I think that's why they all hovered down in the grass after they flew out, because they
were still tired.
Something was going on, because they just all hunkered down in the grass.
Yeah.
And it was quite odd.
Yeah, 40 years ago, up at camp up in Henderson Harbor, Dad, we were taking the siding and tore everything down. Underneath the siding were old newspapers.
Oh, we've seen all kinds of.
It was like, and I mean like really old newspapers. The cottage is 140 years old, but like 100-year-old newspapers.
Why did they have newspapers?
I do have a good story about newspapers. I was doing. It wasn't a roof. It was a remodel on a customer's house that we were working in, and I find some old newspaper clippings, and I always stop and take a look at them because I like history. Yeah. I'm really into history. So I start going through it, and the newspaper article was about a football game that my alma mater had played in.
Oh, no kidding.
Really?
In like 1970. Yeah,
cool.
So I thought it was pretty neat. And, and I kept it. I brought it up and I showed the homeowner, and I was like, "Hey, this is cool, right? This is this is where I went to high school."
Where'd you go to high school?
APW.
Well, okay. Yeah. It snows there.
Snow country.
Tell me about 2x4s and plywood and the prices. And have you been able to adjust your pricing accordingly? Has it come down a little?
It's staying pretty steady right now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
But it's not that jacked up price that it was.
It's still pretty elevated from where it was a few years ago.
Okay.
Since COVID, everything went up, and things haven't really come back down a whole lot.
Oh wow, that stinks.
And we're looking at more cost increase. This year we're looking at the market's saying it's probably going to be about a 7 to 10% cost increase on materials this year.
So if you're thinking of a roof, or your roof's wearing out, or you need a quote, and again, you went over to Tom's and you were like, yeah, not yet. You want an honest opinion? Call Shawn 920-7949. Did I get that right the first time?
You did.
All right, so you can call Shawn, get an estimate, have a conversation. 920-7949, top-notch roofing, CNY.com. Shawn?
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.